time we'll breathe and then we'll start. Sustain. First we'll do that and then we'll start. Open your jaws well. On the days that we are on in sailing. So for Akaram practice, the ideal way is just sing Sarigama Padanisa first once. We'll give you some tips on how to do Akara practice and then you can work on yourself. We'll give you different exercises. If you don't have time to do the elaborate Sarla Varse, Janta Varse, Dhatu Varse and so on, how to do it in a shortcut or other methods. Every day we will give you different methods of practice so that you can incorporate it in your daily. So to get better perfection, first sing Sarigama Padanisa once. We'll take Shankarabharana because I think you are already familiar with doing it with Maya Maravu. So now I'm doing only plain. This is only scale. This is not gamakams, with gamakams. We are doing it plain, okay? Even if your voice cracks, it's okay. Early morning you should do it with full volume, open throat, okay? So you have to have all your energy behind you because while practicing you should not control, okay? Your full energy should be there. These R sounds, follow the vowels. Whenever there is a consonant, there is a vowel behind it. So just follow the consonant, the vowel sound throughout. So that will take care of your voice. Sa Ri Ga Ma Pa Da Ni Sa Sa Ni Da Ma Ma Ga Re Sa. This you have to do it in Akaram now. Just do once. Early morning you should practice lower notes, so you can even try. While you're doing lower notes, don't put your head down. You just keep it straight because only the notes are going down. And you should open your jaw wide. That's the same technique. Don't close your jaws. So should try as much as you can go, even if you can't do that. Okay, now some simple exercise for Akaram. Take two notes as pairs. Sa Ri. Just do Sa Ri. Ri Ga. Ri Ga. Gama, Gama, Ma Pa. One swaram, one sakaram. So start from beginning. Sa Ri Ri Ga. Maintain a sound. That is the key thing. The exercise is easy. Ma Pa Pa Da Throughout this, your focus has to be on Shruti. Your focus has to be on how you're opening your jaws. Because basically, when you're doing later on Kalpana Swaram and other things, the combinations will be 2, 3 and this thing. It will not be fully Sarigama Panisas and the Panisas all the time. So, if you get control in this, then you can sing with ease anything. So, try it again. Sa, a little faster now. Sa, Ri, Ri, Ga, Ga, Ma, Ma, Pa, Pa, Da, Da, Ni, Ni, Sa, Sa, Ni, Ni, Da, Da, Pa, Pa, Ma, Ma, Ga, Ga, Ni, Ni, Sa. I call this every exercise is just a minute. So just do 1 minute each, as many times. Okay, different speeds. Now we do it again. Sari Ari Ga Ga Ma Ma Pa Pa Da Da Ni A Ni Sa Sa Ni A Ni Da Da Pa Pa Ma Ma Ga Ga Ri A Ri Sa Sa Ni A Ni Ga Ga Ma. Wait, let them start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sari Ari Ga Ga Ma Ma Pa Pa Da Da Ni A Ni Sa Sa Ni A Ni Da Da Pa Pa Ma Ma Ga Ga Ri A Ri Sa. Again. Sari Ari Ga Ga Ma Ma Pa Pa Da Da Ni A Ni Sa Sa Ni A Ni Da Da Pa Pa Ma Ma Ga Ga Ri A Ri Sa. The next challenge is to see how much you are able to hold your breath. Okay, within this entire exercise. So that is another challenge. So you each time you do it, put yourself with some kind of a challenge to yourself to keep bettering. So the zillion number of times you do it, it will augur well. Each of these are very simple techniques. The more you are perfect in 7 notes, the better performer and singer you can be. Okay? Even for instrumentalists, it's the same. Now do 3 notes. Can you try 3 notes? Sa Ri Ga A Ri Ga Ma A Ga Ma Pa A Ma Pa Da A Pa Da Ni A Da Ni Sa A Sa Ni Da A Ni Da Pa A Da Pa Ma A Pa Ma Ga A Ma Ga Ri A Ga Ri Sa Once more. Sa Ri Ga Ri Ga Ma Ga Ma Pa Ma Pa Da Pa Da Ni A Da Ni Sa Sa Ni Da Ni Da Pa Da Pa Ma Pa Ma Ga Ma Ga Ri A Ga Ri Sa Sa Ri Ga Ri Ga Ma Ga Ma Pa Ma Pa Da Pa Da Ni A Da Ni Sa Sa Ni Da Ni Da Pa Da Pa Ma Pa Ma Ga Ma Ga Ri A Ga Ri Sa. This you do it 3 times without a break. This speed. Try it. Sa Ri Ga Ri Ga Ma Ga Ma Pa Ma Pa Da Pa Da Ni A Da Ni Sa Sa Ni Da Ni Da Pa Da Pa Ma Pa Ma Ga Ma Ga Ri A Ga Ri Sa. Sa Ri Ga Ri Ga Ma Ga Ma Pa Ma Pa Da Pa Da Ni A Da Ni Sa Sa Ni Da Ni Da Pa Da Pa Ma Pa Ma Ga Ma Ga Ri A Ga Ri Sa. Sa Ri Ga Ri Ga Ma Ga Ma Pa Ma Pa Da Pa Da Ni A Da Ni Sa Sa Ni Da Ni Da Pa Da Pa Ma Pa Ma Ga Ma Ga Ri A Ga Ri Sa. jumble, Sarigama Padanisa. Okay? It's called jumbling. First we'll make it very simple. Sarigama, then Sanidapa, then Padanisa, then Madanisa. 4 notes. Okay? Can you try that? Sarigama, Sarigama, Sanidapa, Sanidapa, Padanisa, Padanisa, Magarisa, Magarisa. Very easy. So you don't stop. Sarigama, Sanidapa, Padanisa, Magarisa, Sarigama, Sanidapa, Padanisa, Magarisa. This will give you concentration in getting the pitch correctly whenever you even juggle or go, in a different pattern. So do it again. Sarigama, Sanidapa, Padanisa, Magarisa, 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 Sarigama, Padanisa. Should try that speed. Can you try that? Anyone who can? Sarigama, Sanidapa, Padanisa, Magarisa, Sarigama. Slowly can increase. Magarisa, Sarigama, Sanidapa, Padanisa, Magarisa, Sarigama, Sanidapa, Padanisa, Sarigama, Sanidapa, Padanisa, Magarisa, Sarigama, Sanidapa, Padanisa, like this, you have to do continuously for a minute. Start slowly, you can increase it gradually. Lots of time we only double it. We don't have to double it necessarily. Keep like this. Sarigama, Sanidapa, Padanisa, Magarisa, 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 Sarigama, Sanidapa, but you have to maintain it for a minute. It will improve your breath control. It will also improve your speed and quality of speed and control. It will not come in one single day, obviously. You have to keep at it on a daily basis. These are some of the things which will give you tangible results if you keep working. Because normally we work, but we don't have some fixed goals. So here, what I'm trying to do is trying to rationalize your practice sessions in some concrete way that will give you quality of improvement that you can see for yourself within a short period of time. It will also give you motivation to better yourself every single day. This you can try even for regular Sarigama Padanisas and Nidapa. So as we did now the jumble, you should try it for your regular Sarigama Padanisas and Nidapa. Now I am going to give you a very very simple Sa-Pa-Sa exercise. Okay? Very easy sounding, but again the reason for this is whenever we sing Sa-Pa-Sa, we know that those are the key notes. You have to be as pitch perfect as possible. That applies to all the notes, but first of all you have to get it in Sa-Pa-Sa. Those two are already available on the tambura, and it gives you, it's an anchor, complete anchor to your singing. So how do we do that? All the down. Because we have to reach that note anyways. Okay, we are trying to cover 2 octaves with clarity. Two times you have to do like this. Can you do this? Sa try to sustain it so that you know whether you are able to hit it properly. Okay? Even if you can't reach now, it's like over a period of time you should be able to do it. So do it again. This is basically because if you can't hit a note, it means there's an air lock there. Just like sometimes in a tap, you can have an air lock in a motor and you don't get water sometimes. Similar to that, this column can have an air lock because you've never tried those notes. So it'll kind of be a little difficult initially. Open your jaws the same way, don't control it, don't feel shy to open your jaws. So this you have to do it in Akara. Then middle pa from sa. Sa pa sa pa. Do it now in Akara. Now you're connecting sa pa and then high sa and then middle pa. Sa pa sa pa. Akara. Now high sa, middle pa, 2 times. Sa then sa and middle pa, then lower sa, then lower pa. Sa pa sa pa. Morning you can do this, evening you can add a higher pa also. Okay, last you have to do Akara now. Morning you don't have to reach up to higher pa, it might be a little strenuous. So you can do this now a little faster. Sa pa sa pa. Do that. Sa pa sa pa. Then sa pa sa pa. Sa pa sa pa. Good. Then sa pa sa pa. 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 Do it in Akara. Pendulum exercise because it sounds like that. So do it a little faster. Sa pa sa pa, sa pa sa pa, sa pa sa pa, sa pa sa pa, sa pa sa pa. Try. Sa pa sa pa, sa pa sa pa, sa pa sa pa, sa pa sa pa, sa pa sa pa.
Try not to shake your head.
Do a few more times. Sa pa sa pa. Sa pa sa pa, 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 sa pa sa pa. You do it at least 100 times, then you will get control, and then you can go faster. You have to get really good control in this. It's only sa pa sa, but it can become really difficult if you don't hit it correctly. We'll show you also how to improvise to the higher pa now. Like that. So that will help you. Now you don't have to do it in the morning, but open your throat, open your mouth, and then try and sing. Sing with an open throat. Okay. Now you don't have to try. It's usually for the evenings. That is, you add it for the evenings. Now just do Sarigama Padanisa. Do you remember Sarlavasi, all of you? We'll teach you how to do it without a break. Without a break.
Break. There's no stopping.
No stopping. From first Sarla to second Sarla, you have to keep going. No break, non-stop. All the Sarlavasas. With Akara. One Swaram, one Sakara. Can you do that? With Talam. Third speed we'll do. Just a good practice for, this thing. 1, 2, 3, start. We'll do it in Maya Madhavara, since some of you may not be familiar with Shankarabaranam in that speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லோ வச்சுக்கலாம். கொஞ்சம் இந்த கிராஜுவலா இந்த ஒர்க் ஷாப் முடிச்ச கொஞ்சம் ஃபாஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். இப்போதைக்கு கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லோ வச்சுக்கலாம். 1, 2, 3, 4. Sarigama padani sa sani da pa ma ga re sa. Sarigama padani sa sani da pa ma ga re sa. Now I'm going to add all the vowels. Okay? We're going to add all the vowels. A, then E, then you have to do U, then A, then O, then Im. Okay? So we'll start from beginning. A, E, U, A, O, Im.
Tamil or?
Englishல vowel போட முடியாது. சரி. இங்கிலீஷ்ல வேணா எழுதிக்கலாம். Sarigama padani sa sani da pa ma ga re sa. Sarigama padani sa sani da pa ma ga re sa. Sarigama padani sa sani da pa ma ga re sa. Sari Gama Pada Ni Sa Sani Daba Sani Daba Sani Daba Magari Sa. Sari Sari Gama Pada Ni Sa Sani Daba Ma Sani Sani Daba Magari Sa. Gama Pada Sari Sari Gama Pada Ni Sa Sani Daba Maga Sani Sani Daba Magari Sa. Pada Ni Sari Gama Pada Ni Sa Sani Daba Magari Sani Daba Magari Sa. Sari Gama Pa Magari Sari Gama Pada Ni Sa Sani Daba Ma Pada Ni Sani Daba Magari Sa. Sari Gama Pa Madaba Sari Gama Pada Ni Sa Sani Daba Ma Pa Gama Sani Daba Magari Sa. Like this, you have to practice a little faster as well, gradually. But if you do all this, then you will definitely do very well. That is a question of, but doing it with discipline. Now, I think we have to all go. So what I'm going to do is, let us just pray for the world, for your families, for your friends, and think of your gurus, whoever taught you right from your first alphabet to whatever you are now. Okay? So pray for all of them. Pray for all those who are struggling in lives, who are not blessed as much as we are. So just pray for them. And how we are going to do that is just simple breathing. Steady your breath and then exhale. Okay? So inhale, exhale slowly and in a relaxed way. So this you have to do it every day, irrespective of even as a singer you need to do breathing exercise, minimum actually 30 cycles. But since we don't have much time today, I'm letting you go. So enjoy your.
What's the program for tonight?
Exactly.
When is the
So you
workshop?
have the
Usual.
But when you look at how the Vedam is supposed to be chanted in its own integrity, the Veda recitation tradition does not call all of these swarams. There is a base pitch that is called Udatta, a lower pitch, relatively lower, that is called Anudatta, and then there is a Swarita. And there are rules for this. Uchchai Udatta. That which is Uchchaihi, at a higher level, is Udatta. Nichaihi Anudatta. Nichair Anudatta. So that is that which is lower. There is no set rule for how much lower it should be. Okay? Samahara Swaritaha, that is the rule. The combination of Udatta plus Anudatta gives you Swarita. Now, with respect to the Swaritam itself, when you listen to a very traditional Veda Pandita describe it, they will say there is no Swaram here. What they mean is there is no Swaritam. It is either Udatta or Anudatta. How the Swaritam is to be rendered differs according to various Vedic schools of recitation. Rig Veda has its own rules, Yajur Veda has its own rules, Atharva Veda has its own rules. Sama Veda is different. Sama Veda has, in some schools it has 5 notes, in some schools it has 7 notes. In Sama Veda there are rules about how much lower and how much higher things should go. Okay? But if you look at the content of it, in music we are used to thinking of it as ragam, talam, sahityam, kriti structure and all that. In the Samaveda, there is hardly any independent material of its own. All the hymns of the Samaveda are basically hymns of the Rig Veda. There are only about 70 hymns that are unique to Samaveda that are not found in the Rig Veda today. But the traditional explanation of that has always been, these also were in some other shakha of the Rig Veda in the past. Okay, so when we talk of the Veda, we talk of multiple shakhas. We think of it as a vast tree with multiple branches. Shakha is a branch, not RSS shakha. So Veda Vriksha is what we think of it as, with multiple branches. So Rig Veda itself has multiple shakhas. Yajurveda has many shakhas. The two big ones are Shukla Yajurveda and Krishna Yajurveda. In Shukla Yajurveda you have Madhyandina and Kanva. Krishna Yajurveda you have Taittiriya, Hiranyakeshi, Katha, multiple shakhas. Most of us South Indians probably are aware of Taittiriya Yajurveda. In South India you will typically have Rig Vedam and Taittiriya Yajurveda. Now there is an interesting thing I want to highlight. See, in music, we have patantras. We say if someone sings a song one way versus singing it a different way, they say this is my patantra. And what happens is, over time, those things change. If you look at Tyagaraja Pancharatnams themselves, today there is more or less a standardized version because of the publicity that has been given to the Tiruvayar Aradhana, and then a group of musicians. Over the last 100 years, it has become one form that everybody knows. But if you go back historically, even within the second generation after Tyagaraja's disciples, there were at least three different versions of the same Pancharatna Kritis available. What I think is happening is that if you go back and see, it is not as if there was one set of Pancharatna Kritis which diverged. Rather, there have been three different Patha Vedas, three different Padantarams of the Pancharatna Kritis, two of which have gotten very almost forgotten nowadays. There's hardly anybody who sings those other two versions. There's a Tillai Sthanam. If you read the musicology books, they'll say there's a Tillai Sthanam version of the Tyagaraja Pancharatna Kritis, which but hardly anybody will sing that today. What we have sung today is partly a historical evolution of one set of notations, one set of way of rendering the Kritis, having crystallized with the help of written notation, recordings, everybody learning it, and things like that. Okay? There's a parallel thing happening in the Vedas also. So typically, for instance, we will start anything we start with Gananantva Ganapatim Havamahe. So in the Rig Vedam it goes as Gananantva Ganapatim Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashranvannotibhissi Dasadanam. That's the way the Rig Vedans will recite it. Yajurveda, the same Gananantva will recite as Gananantva Ganapatim Havamahe. There is a big difference there in what is called the Anuswara. The Taittiriya Krishna Yajurveda recitation has to have the in it. It is like the sound made by the pigeon. You know how the pigeon makes that throat, a nasal and a throat-like sound. The very name Taittiriya comes from the word Tittiri. Tittiri means that partridge pigeon kind of a bird, which makes that sound from the throat. That sound you will hear a lot in Krishna Yajurveda recitation, Taittiriya recitation. It is completely absent in Rigveda recitation. Now the beauty of our tradition is you will have a Rigveda reciter and a Yajurveda reciter living right next to each other, marrying amongst each other's families, but they will maintain these two padams very specifically. Whether the Krishna Yajurveda reciter is from Varanasi or Tirunelveli or somewhere in Maharashtra, the Krishna Yajurveda recitation, Taittiriam, always has that Gumkaram in it. Rigveda recitation will never have that Gumkaram in it. Okay? And there is, in addition to that Samhita Patham, there are also rules about how do you figure out what are the individual words. Ganana Dva Ganapatimiti Ganapatim Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamamityupamashravah Tamam. This is the what is called Pada Patham. You split out every Pada. Okay? It is almost as if you wanted to learn by heart the words of Kriti. You learn it word by word. Chakkani Rajamargamulu Undaga Chakkani Rajamargamulu Undaga. Rajamargamulu ante Raja Margamulu. You know, so you are splitting up all the words, and then compound words you split up into the constituent parts. So Ganapatim is Gana plus Patim. That is indicated in the Padapatham as Ganapatimiti Ganapatim. That is a Rigveda way of reciting it. Ganapatimiti Ganapatim. That is a Yajurveda way of reciting it. So even in the Padapatham, the way we keep track of the swaras of how the notes go are different between the Krishna Yajurveda and the Rigveda. But when you put it together as a sentence, they'll be mostly the same. But there'll be the variations that we have preserved. The reason I brought this up is that our traditions right from the origin are very big on diversity. When you think of how the yajnas used to be performed, there was a Rigveda specialist, Ritvik. There was a Yajurveda specialist, the Advaryu. There was the Samaga, the person who sings the Samaganam during yajnas. All of these people were needed together to perform the big Shrauta Yaga. So when, for example, if a king wanted to conduct the Ashwamedha Yaga or a Rajasuya Yaga, we hear about these in the Puranas. But even historically, there is evidence of kings having performed Ashwamedhas. We know that some of the Gupta kings and the Shatavahana kings in Andhra Pradesh, they performed Ashwamedha Yagas and Rajasuya Yagas. So when you do that, the king would invite the Rigveda specialist, would be the Ritvik. The Rigveda specialist would have 16 assistant priests, because these would be large yagas. Even for a Shraddha that we do at home, we have to have three priests coming in. 2 of them to eat, 1 to conduct the ceremonies. Right? So in the Shrauta Yagas, they used to be these teams of Purohitas. Right? So the Rigveda team, Yajurveda team, Samagana team. Atharvaveda was not used much in the yajnas per se. But what we have done over almost 5,000, 6,000 years is we have maintained that diversity over time. Okay? And without the use of written notation. Today when we want to sing, we all of us look for what does it say on the page. In reality, for our culture, just a second, written notation is very, 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 very new for all of these oral traditions, right? If you look at how Shemangudi Srinivasa learned or Ariyakudi Ramanajangar learned, I guarantee they did not write down their songs. They put it all in here, right? That is what we privileged. Memorization. You had to know it, and this is especially for the kids here. Because I see Kirnavali's students coming in, and Kirnavali insists that students should not rely on notations. It can be an aid, but it should not be the main thing. We are very unlike Western music, for instance, where they have sheet music in front of them, and then they pause the piano play in order to turn the page. Right? We don't do that. And yet, a violinist and a mridangist and a vocalist can get together on stage and within half an hour they know what's happening, they know the dynamic. We are not relying upon the written page. This is a direct legacy again from the Veda recitation tradition that we have. People who have learned the Veda fully in the traditional way learn it well because they have completely memorized it. If you wake them up in the middle of the night and ask them what this thing is, they will be able to tell you. Right? It's like in that Shankarabharana movie when he wakes up in the middle and he knows the song. Veda Panditas are also like that. It should be internalized that deeply. Right? It should be a part of yourself. That is when you become the real expert in it. Right? So this is our tradition that we have maintained for millennia, right? Thousands of years, not just centuries. It's only after the British came and started ruling India that we started thinking of putting down notation. It's not that we did not write down, we wrote it down, but the written thing was always a secondary aid. In case you forgot, say you're growing old and you're afraid of getting Alzheimer's and you don't remember, that is when you look up the written notation. A 40-year-old man and a 16-year-old kid are not supposed to be looking at the written page. We are supposed to have our memories intact, right? So, in fact, I'll just wrap up with one thing about the Veda. Although the Vedas are the origin of the musical traditions, when reciting the Veda itself, one should not make it a sing-song, musical kind of a thing. There is an integrity to the Vedic recitation in itself. In fact, in all the Smritis, there is a list of 6 kind of people who recite the Veda who are called Adhama, the lowest of the reciters of the Veda. The first one is Giti. He who sings the Veda is Adhama. It should be chanted, not sung. Shigri, he who rushes through it. Nowadays we want our priest to just go, okay, time aitu, finish it up. So then the priest will just go, done, Purusukam is done. That is again considered Adhama, Shigri. The third Adhama is Shirah Kampi. If you keep nodding your head and you go, Namaste Rudramale Odota Vishvetama, Namaste Rastudhanmane Bhagave Madhane, you nod your head, keep doing that, that is avoided. Giti Shigri Shirah Kampi. The fourth Adhama is Likhita Pathakaha. Likhita, written down, Pathakaha. He who knows the Veda only through the written notation. He is an Adhama. You don't really value that person as much as the person who knows it all in here and in here. Okay? The fifth one is Anarthagnya. He who does not know the meaning. Arthagnya. Artha meaning. Arthagnya, he who knows the meaning. Anarthagnya, he who does not know the meaning. The opposite. When you put an, just like in English, right? You put an or in before a verb to make it the opposite. Anarthagnya. That is the fifth kind of Pataka Adhama. The sixth one is Alpakanthascha. Again, Alpa is little, small. Alpakantha, when you recite, when you sing, you have to open up. So again, to all the kids here, if your teacher tells you don't mumble, give your life into it. That Alpakantha is considered an Adhama. Okay, so Giti Shigri Shirah Kampi Tatha Likhita Patakaha Anarthagno Alpakantascha Shadete Pataka Adhamaha. These 6 are the Adhama Patakas. These can be, except for the Giti, we can apply that to the music people as well. Shigri, those who are just in a hurry to get it done with. Right? Every song, every kriti has a certain kala pramanam, a certain gate. If you are going to sing Mayamai Nahiri versus you are going to just sing Vararagalaya, there is a separate kala pramanam to it. Right? So there is something that is appropriate for that raga, for that kriti. Right? So you can't rush through it, and you can't drag it beyond its natural extent either. Okay? Anarthagnya. So it's better if we all understand what we are doing. And it's not just the words. I would like to emphasize, it's not just the words. We should understand the raga, we should understand the talam, we should understand what is the intent of the composer as well. That's at a higher level of